You are welcome to another Excel tutorials. In this video, we are going to identify our basic keyboard shortcuts in Microsoft Excel and also identify how to properly use these keyboard shortcuts in our worksheets in Microsoft Excel. There will also be a bonus tips along the way in this video that relates to these basic keyboard shortcuts we are going to identify. So with much said, let's jump right in and begin this tutorials. Our first keyboard shortcut is Ctrl A, and this keyboard shortcut allows you to select a range of data or also to select the entire worksheet in Microsoft Excel. Now in this worksheet, I have this data available, which I have serial number, student name, class score, exam score, and total score. And if I want to select this particular range of data, then you have to select a single cell within this data. Then you hold Ctrl A. And this is going to select the entire data within this worksheet. And if you want to select the entire worksheet whilst this data is selected, then you have to hold the Ctrl key and letter A once again. And this is going to select the entire worksheet, as we have this preview here. In this scenario, to select the entire worksheet, you have to select the data, then use the same keyboard shortcut to select the entire worksheet. If you want to select the entire worksheet without selecting the data, then you have to select an empty cell in your worksheet. Then you hold Ctrl A. And this is going to select the entire worksheet, including the data. So these are some of the skills in using the Ctrl A. To select the data, you have to select a cell within the data. And if you want to select the entire worksheet, then you have to select an empty cell. Then you use your keyboard shortcut to select the entire worksheet. Now, a bonus tip related to the Ctrl A. I have this exam score and class score here, and I want to find the total. So let's delete this. I want to find the total for the class score and the exam score for all these individual students. Therefore, I'm going to use the sum function. So you type equal to. Now that we have this partial function type into our Excel, you can hold Ctrl A. And this is going to open the function argument dialog box, and this argument dialog box gives you a clear description about the function that you want to use in your Excel worksheet. And this is the sum function, and it says number 1, number 2. That is, it demands for the data you want to manipulate. Therefore, I'm going to select this first cell, then I select the number 2 and select this cell. And now we have the function as equal to sum bracket open C2 comma D2. And when you look at this function argument dialog box, we have equal to 88. So at an instant, this argument is going to give you the total you are going to obtain without even pressing the enter key to manipulate this function. And this also gives you additional information. It says add all numbers in a range of cells. It gives you how to proceed to get this manipulation done perfectly. So if I click on OK or press the enter key on the keyboard, I'm going to have the total marks for these two individual cells containing this data. Therefore, if I hold my fill handle, I'm going to generate all the total score for all these students in this worksheet. So another bonus tip for using the Ctrl A is used to open the function argument dialog box. The next keyboard shortcut is Ctrl B, and this shortcut is used to bold a selected content in a selected cell, or it is used to format an empty cell which is meant for a data to be entered. Now if I select this cell and hold Ctrl plus B on the keyboard, this is going to bold this selected text in this cell. If I select a range of cells and hold Ctrl plus B, this is also going to bold this selected text. I can also select a range of empty cells and hold Ctrl plus B on the keyboard. And there is no effect here, but if I start typing in this cell, you can see that we have the bold effect. When I click here and start typing, this has no bold effect because I did not apply the bold effect to this cell. So any selected cell without any content that is being formatted with the bold option, when you start typing into that cell, you are going to have the bold effect applied to the content of that particular cell. So Ctrl plus B is used to bold a selected content or a cell with a particular data. The next keyboard shortcut is Ctrl plus C. This is used to copy a selected text or a content in a cell into our clipboard. If I select this cell and hold Ctrl plus C, we have this copied into our clipboard. How can you know this is copied into our clipboard? When you move to the menu bar and select the home tab, we have this clipboard group and this arrow, which is the dialog box launcher. When you click on it once, this opens the clipboard text pane, and you can see that this selected text has been copied into this text pane. If I select a range of cells and hold Ctrl plus C, I'm going to have this copied into the text pane. So when I select this, hold Ctrl plus C, we also have the illustration here, 3 of 24, and the clipboard has the capacity to contain 24 items. So you can copy number of 24 items into the clipboard text pane. So that is the function of the Ctrl plus C. The next one is Ctrl plus D, and this is known as fill down in Microsoft Excel. And if you have a data you want to fill down or a data manipulated with formulas you want to fill down, you can easily use the Ctrl plus D to do so. Now I have this formulas which has been manipulated to gain this total score. If I delete this, and now I have this first cell with the formula equal to sum C2, D2. If I select this first cell and drag it to the last cell and hold Ctrl plus D, this is going to fill down the formula effects of the first cell to the remaining cells to calculate for the other total score for all these students. It is also used for other functions, like if you want to repeat a data in a cell above the current selected cell. Example, if I select this cell and hold Ctrl plus D, this is going to copy the formula in this particular cell into the current cell. Therefore, if I type a number in this cell and hit the enter, that is going to reflect in this cell because the Ctrl plus D has copied the formula in this particular cell into this current cell we have here. So that is the function of the Ctrl plus D. Another way you can use it is if I have a number 55 here and I want to have the same number in this cell, I can just hold Ctrl plus D, and that is going to reflect Ctrl plus D, Ctrl plus D. So the function of this helps you to copy data into a different cell, whether it is a formula or a value. A bonus tip of this Ctrl plus D is also used to duplicate shapes, charts, pictures in Microsoft Excel. So let's insert a shape. I have this rectangle here, and if I want to have a duplicate of this shape, I do not have to go back to the insert tab and insert another shape into my Excel worksheet. I can easily select the shape and hold Ctrl plus D on the keyboard, and that is going to duplicate the shape. Ctrl plus D, Ctrl plus D, and you can see that I can duplicate this shape very easily with the Ctrl plus D. So these are some of the functions of the Ctrl plus D, using it to fill down data and also to duplicate shapes in Microsoft Excel. The next keyboard shortcut is Ctrl plus E, and this is known as flash fill in Microsoft Excel. And this helps you to create a pattern of data, or it helps you to duplicate data which has a same or similar pattern in a particular cell. So I have this student name here, and if I want to have the first 4 or first 3 of this data in a different cell or column, I can use this flash fill. So I'm going to select this column, right click and choose insert, and I have this empty column here, and I can drag this by holding the shift key and the left mouse button and drag this to this column. Now I have this, and I want to have the first 4 characters of this particular name, which is student 1. So I'm going to select this and type. I have this stud1 in this cell. If I want to have this effect to the remaining cell where I want to have stud2, stud3, stud4 in these cells, what I will do is, since this particular cell is selected, I just hold Ctrl plus E, and that is going to generate the pattern of this first effect in this particular cell to the remaining cells we have under this column. So you can see we have stud1, stud2, stud3, and that is the function of Ctrl plus E in Microsoft Excel. The next keyboard shortcut is Ctrl plus F. This is used to open the Find dialog box. So if I hold Ctrl plus F, I'm going to have this beautiful Find and Replace dialog box, and we have Find What, and you can easily type whatever character or content you want in this field, and you can easily find it. And I have this small data in this worksheet. If you have a tons of data or dozen of data in your worksheet, this feature will be very helpful to help you to navigate through your worksheet to easily identify some content. And I can easily type a content in this field. Example, I can type a number, a letter, or whatever content that is within your worksheet. So if I type a number like 35 and I click on Find Next, you can see that this has selected 35 here. If I change this figure to 60 and I hit Find Next, you can see we have this 60 selected. Find Next, Find Next, and that will come back to the starting point of this particular cell. So Ctrl plus F helps you to easily navigate through all your data to search or find specific content. When I click on Find All, that is going to open this box, and you can easily identify the number of 60s you have in your data. We have 1, 2. You can also find content such as name, and when you click on Find Next, you can see we have this selected. Next, Next, and when you click on Find All, it's going to display all the names that contain student, and these are the available names we have in our worksheet. That is, you have the description here. It says 10 cells found. So this Find and Replace dialog box helps you to easily find certain content in your worksheet in Microsoft Excel. The next keyboard shortcut is Ctrl plus G. This is used to open the GoTo dialog box, and this dialog box helps you to navigate to certain cells or certain areas in your Microsoft Excel worksheet. So if I want to move to cell D11 and I hit on OK, my selection will move from the current cell to wherever D11 is located. So you can see that this cell is selected, and that is the active cell in this worksheet, and this is located under D11, and that is what we typed in the GoTo dialog box. So this helps you to easily navigate through your worksheet to move to a specific cell, you can go for advanced option, which is the bonus tip. When you hold Ctrl plus J, you can also hold Alt plus S, and this is going to open GoTo special dialog box, and this also gives you an advanced option to also navigate through your worksheet. And we have so many options you can go for. You can select comment, constant, formulas, blanks, current region, based on whatever requirements needed to help you navigate through your worksheet. You can choose from this GoTo special dialog box, and I'm going to click on the formulas option, and I have this option tick. You can uncheck any of these boxes if you want to do so, and I'm going to leave this checked, and I'm going to click on OK. And if I click on OK, this is going to select any cell that contain a formula that has numbers, text, logicals, or errors. So I'm going to click on OK. So you can see that I have this column E selected with this data. So this data contains formulas, and when you come to the first column, which is column A, we have this also containing formulas. So it has been selected, and you have this border around it that shows that this is also a column that contains formulas. The next keyboard shortcut is Ctrl plus H. This is used to open the find and replace dialog box. So if I hold Ctrl plus H, and this helps you to replace certain content in your worksheet by finding that particular content you want to replace. Now we have this student in the find word field, and we can replace it with another word, and I'm going to type. So in a find word, I have student, and in a replace with, I'm going to replace it with children. Therefore, if I click on replace all, and this is going to give you this option that says all done, we made 10 replacements. And when I move to my worksheet, I have all these children in these cells, and this has replaced students which was previously in this cell. An advanced way without using the mouse, when you hold Ctrl plus H. So to use the keyboard, we have students in this. Let's change this to children, and I want to replace it with the people. So what I will do is, you can hold Alt plus A on the keyboard, and that is going to perform the same function as we use the mouse to click on the replace all. So it says all done, we made 10 replacements. You can hit the enter key, then you close this dialog box using the Alt plus F4 on the keyboard, and we have easily used the keyboard to also form the find and replace option in our worksheet using the Ctrl key and the letter H. The next keyboard shortcut is Ctrl plus I. This is used to italize a selected content in a particular cell in Microsoft Excel. If I select this cell and hold Ctrl plus I, you can see that I have easily italicized this cell. If I select this multiple cells, Ctrl plus I, and you can see that this content in these cells has been italicized using the Ctrl plus I. The next keyboard shortcut is Ctrl plus J, which is not available in Microsoft Excel. So we are proceeding to Ctrl plus K. This is used to create hyperlink or insert hyperlink in our worksheet in Microsoft Excel. If I select this particular cell with this content and I hold Ctrl plus K, this is going to open the insert hyperlink dialog box, and I have the option to link this content to existing file or web page, place in this document, create new document, and also link this to email address. And I'm going to have an in-depth tutorials on how to insert hyperlink in Microsoft Excel using all these 4 options. But in this very tutorials, we are going to use the first option, which is existing file or web page. So let's select this, and when you come to this section, we have current folder, browse pages, recent files, and you can see I have some files here, and I can link this to these files. So I'm going to select any of these files in this particular section. You can also choose a folder in your File Explorer by clicking on this icon, and that is going to open your File Explorer, and you can link this to any document you have on your desktop. I'm going to select this particular document and click on OK. And now when you come back to your worksheet, we have this content turned into a blue color, and when I place my mouse pointer on it, I have this link select icon, and this gives you an idea that this has been converted into hyperlink. Therefore, if I click on this, this is going to open the document we have linked this content to. So what you do is you select this once, and you can see that this has quickly opened this PowerPoint presentation file using the link that we have in Microsoft Excel. The next keyboard shortcut is Ctrl plus L, and this is used to insert an official table. I have this data available here. If I select any cell within this data and hold Ctrl plus L, I'm going to have this create table dialog box, and it says where is the data for your table, and Excel has automatically selected these cells, and I want to create a table out of this range, and these are my column headers. And you can see that we have this description that says my table has headers. So if I click on OK, this is going to convert all this data into an official Excel table. And I have a video on how to create tables using 4 different methods, and also 8 reasons why you should have an Excel table. I'm going to drop the link of that video in the description below, and also have an end screen at the end of this video. So this is how to use the Ctrl plus L to convert a normal data range into an Excel official table. The next keyboard shortcut is Ctrl plus M, which is also not available in Microsoft Excel. So we are moving to the next one, which is Ctrl plus N, and this is used to open a new workbook in Microsoft Excel. So if I hold Ctrl plus N, this is going to open another workbook, and you can see I have this file name, which is book 1 and Excel. When you go to my original workbook, I have student info here. So Ctrl plus N is used to open a new workbook. When you hold Ctrl plus N, it opens a new workbook. And we have this window, and you can easily use this window to create any data you want in Microsoft Excel. The next keyboard shortcut is Ctrl plus O. This is used to open an existing workbook in Microsoft Excel. So if I hold Ctrl plus O, this will jump me to the backstage view, and we have the open command selected, and I have the option to select workbooks in this section. So these are some of the workbooks I have created using Microsoft Excel. You can also access some folders which you have saved a workbook into it. And when you come to the left pane, we have recent, and you can choose a workbook saved into your OneDrive, this PC, add a place, or you can also browse to your File Explorer and identify some saved workbook on your PC, and you can easily open it using this particular option. So Ctrl plus O helps you to open an existing workbook in Microsoft Excel. The next keyboard shortcut is Ctrl plus P, and this is used to print out a worksheet in Microsoft Excel. I have this data here, and I want to print this data. You can select a cell within the data or outside the data, and when you hold Ctrl plus P, this also jumps you to the backstage view, and we have a preview here, and these are the data in our worksheet. And at this side, we have this print settings configuration. You can choose the number of copies that you want. You can choose the type of printer connected to your computer system. You can also choose to print active worksheets. You can perform so many options within this section. And when you are satisfied with all the configuration, you can click on print to print out this data onto a medium through your printer connected to your computer system. So this is the Ctrl plus P that jumps you to the print option of the backstage view of Microsoft Excel. The next keyboard shortcut is Ctrl plus Q, and this is used to open the quick analysis toolbar so that you can easily analyze your data. So if I select this content under the total score column and I hold Ctrl plus Q, I have this quick analysis toolbar open immediately, and I have some options I can use to format my data. And the first option is the formatting tab. I can choose my data bars, color scale, icon sets. You have so many options you can apply to your data. So if I choose this option, I have this color scale given to this data, and all those with a green color is the highest mark or the score in this range of data. So if I change this to 40 and I hit enter key, this also changed to a light green, meaning this is getting to the highest value in this worksheet. And you can also apply some formatting, or you can also insert a chart using this data. If I hold Ctrl plus Q, I have this chart tab here, and I can easily insert a chart by going for this option. And if any of this option does not suit you, you can click on the more chart, and you have this dialog box, which is the insert chart dialog box, and you can select any option you want in this field. You can also click on all charts, and you can choose other options from this section. And I'm going to maintain this, and then I click on OK, and this has easily inserted a chart into our worksheet. You can minimize this and have this inserted into my worksheet. When there is a change of value in this total score, it will automatically affect this chart because it is a dynamic chart. So if I change this to 46 and hit the enter key, I have 100, and you can see that we have this bar raised higher than the other bars. So this is the power of the Ctrl plus Q in Microsoft Excel. The next keyboard shortcut is Ctrl plus R, which works opposite as Ctrl plus D. Ctrl plus R allows you to fill right in a cell with a data. So if I have this cell selected and I hold Ctrl plus R, this is going to add these two cells together. Because this cell has a formula, the Ctrl plus R has copied the formula into this cell. Therefore, when I use that option, that is going to add the next cell to the left of this cell and sum everything up into this current cell. If I select this cell and hold Ctrl plus R, this is also going to add this to this cell. So if I select these two cells, I have 254 on my status bar, and that is what we have here. Another example, if I hold Ctrl plus R, this is going to add this to this, and when I select these two cells, I have 408, and that is what we have here. So the Ctrl plus R also copy formulas into other cells or values into other cells. Let me delete this and show you another example. If I have 100 here and I want to have the same 100 here, I can hold Ctrl plus R. You can select multiple cells, Ctrl plus R. If I have 85 in this cell, I can select these 4 cells, Ctrl plus R, and this is going to copy all the effects in this cell into the selected cell. The next keyboard shortcut is Ctrl plus S, and that is used to save an existing workbook. So if I hold Ctrl plus S, this is going to save my workbook, and there's no pop-up menu or any dialog box because this workbook has already been saved. If this is a new workbook, I'm going to have a dialog box that says save this file. So Ctrl plus S works in two different ways. It is used to save existing workbook and also to save a new open workbook. So if I want to save this, I have to choose a location, and when I choose the location, I choose the folder I want to save my workbook and click on save. So Ctrl plus S is used to save a new workbook or an existing workbook. The next keyboard shortcut is Ctrl plus T, and this also works like the Ctrl plus L, which is also used to convert a normal data range into an Excel official table. So if I select any data within this range and hold Ctrl plus T, I'm going to have the create table dialog box. I select my data and click on OK, and this will also convert my data range into an official Excel table. And as I said earlier, I have a video that shows you how to create Excel table in 4 different ways. The next keyboard shortcut is Ctrl plus U, and this is used to underline a selected content in Microsoft Excel. So if I select this cell, hold Ctrl plus U, and that is going to underline this cell. If I select multiple cells, Ctrl plus U, so we have all these content underlined. You can also apply to empty cells. You don't have any effect here, but when you start typing into these cells, you can see that it is automatically underlined. So that is the power of Ctrl plus U, which is used to underline certain text or content in our worksheet in Microsoft Excel. The next keyboard shortcut is Ctrl plus V, and this is used to paste a copied item into Microsoft Excel. If I select these multiple cells and hold Ctrl plus C, this is copied into our clipboard. And when I click in this cell and hold Ctrl plus V, these values have been copied into this particular cell that we have here, and still it keeps the formatting. So when I select this, it has the function here. Select this, it has the function here. So when there is a change of value in these cells, it's going to affect this. So let me change this to 30, and when I hit the enter key, this has changed to 84, and this has also changed to 84. So Ctrl plus V is used to paste copied item in Microsoft Excel. The next keyboard shortcut is Ctrl plus W, and this is used to close an active workbook in Microsoft Excel. When you move to the title bar, I have student info, and that is the name given to this workbook, and the Excel is the application that we are using. So if I hold Ctrl plus W, it gives me this information that says want to save your changes to this student info. If I click on save, this document will be closed, and if I click on don't save, this will also close this workbook. So when I click on save, see what happens here. The workbook has been closed, but we still have the application open on our desktop. And if you want to easily open back your workbook, you can use Ctrl plus O on the keyboard. Then I have this workbook here. You can select and you have everything, and I have my worksheet open perfectly within Microsoft Excel. The next keyboard shortcut is Ctrl plus X, and that is used to cut a selected content or selected cells or range of cells in Microsoft Excel. If I select these cells, I have these cells into this column. Therefore, if I select this and hold Ctrl plus X and select this cell and hold Ctrl plus V, this has permanently moved this content from this column into this column. So Ctrl plus X works opposite of Ctrl plus C, where Ctrl plus C is used to make a duplicate of a content. Ctrl plus X is used to cut the content from its original location and can be pasted into different locations using the Ctrl plus V. The next two keyboard shortcuts are the Ctrl plus Y and Ctrl plus Z. The Y is used to redo an action, and the Z is used to undo an action. And I'm going to start with the Ctrl plus Z. Currently, we cut this content from this section into this column. So if I hold Ctrl plus Z, this is going to move the item to its original location. That is the undo action. So it is going to undo the current action that we just did by cutting this from this section to this section. So the undo, as it goes by its name, is used to undo an action, and the Ctrl plus Y is used to redo. So that is going to work the opposite of the Ctrl plus Z. So if I hold Ctrl plus Y, this will also move this content to its previous location. So Ctrl plus Z, Ctrl plus Y. If I use the Ctrl plus Z, that is going to undo the action, and if I use Ctrl plus Y, that is going to redo the action. So these are the basic keyboard shortcuts in Excel that you should have on your fingertip, and it is also very handy to work with it, and this will perfectly help you to work smarter and also very effectively and consistently when using Microsoft Excel to manipulate data. Hope we had a very good day, and I hope we've learned something very important, and we are going to put this into practice. Please, if this video is of helpful, please give it a like, share your comment, and let's have a very beautiful discussion in the comment section below. Share this video among friends so that friends will also have this very good idea about keyboard shortcuts which are basic, and if you have this on your fingertip, that is where you go for advanced keyboard shortcuts. So let's memorize this and put this into practice, and I know we are going to be very effective and very productive in our institution or wherever we find ourselves to be using Microsoft Excel.